This is quite an evening when you get all these people saying so many nice things about each other. And there's this organization that helps you do that. I've always been very sensitive and interested in seeing people who are kind and compassionate and empathetic and all those good things. You've heard all these words 20 times already tonight. I'm not going to tell you anything about what Frank Lucente has done. You can read about that. If you can read really well, you can pronounce some of the words in the descriptions of his specialties and the work that he's written about and done so much for. But I want to tell you who Frank Lucente is, not what he's done. When I moved to Garrison some time ago, I followed in the footsteps of philanthropists. My family, as many of you know, has been involved in land conservation for a long time. I met Dr. Lucente, I don't know when, but he was what I call affectionately a curmudgeon. And now Frank is part of a few boards of directors that I'm on. Many of you know that he spends half his life on a cruise ship all over the world. But Frank always calls in to the meetings that we have online for these meetings. And Frank will, if anybody says, "Where are you now, Frank?" He will say, "Oh, Singapore, oh, Bangkok, or Fiji, or some fantastic place." He's just sitting there, but his expression is this curmudgeonly, wonderful mug. And I just love it. Frank is the epitome of quiet generosity, the kind of person who doesn't much like to be recognized. In fact, when Jennifer told me he was going to be recognized, I said, "Really? He's allowing you to give him an award?" Because Frank doesn't live for that sort of thing. He lives for the pleasure of being generous. And Frank has helped me understand that. It's almost an enlightened self-interest that when we're generous, all of you in this room are tremendously generous. When we're generous, it gives us pleasure. It's not just being recognized. It's not having your name on the front of a building. It's that it really feels good to give stuff away. And the last thing I want to say before introducing Frank Lucente, he thoroughly deserves the Anahata Foundation Award, because Anahata itself is kind of a secret project that does huge work all over the world, and you hardly ever hear of it. Frank Lucente has done the same, and I want to say one thing about Frank. Here's a man who gives away what he cannot keep so that he wins what he cannot lose. Frank Lucente.
Thank you very much, Fred. Thank you very much, Fred. This is very kind of you, and thank you for the organization for this. When I first met Jennifer, as she mentioned, sitting at a dinner party, I was enthralled with the mission of the organization to help children. It had prompted me to look back to my own childhood. Things were different in the 1800s. I mean, in the 1940s. Things were different in the 1940s. But I grew up in a town much like Cold Spring, 2,800 people, one traffic light for the whole town, single child, chubby, and still remain chubby, spoiled, brat, mama's boy, no social skills, while the other boys wanted to play sports and work on their cars. I just wanted to sit inside and read. I never felt bullied. I didn't know that word. I was teased, taunted, mocked, made fun of. Fortunately, my mother had been a first grade teacher who knew how to help children. My father was a brilliant lawyer who liked to make jokes about everything, introduced me to his country club buddies one day as his daughter. I wished Be a Friend had sent me a letter at that point. Somehow, I got through high school, 4 years of college, 4 years of medical school, 6 years of specialty training, 2 years of mandatory government service, all pretty much alone and feeling alone. Then on February 11th, 1976, around 9 p.m., I met someone who gave me an entire new life, asking nothing in return but companionship, the ultimate in altruism. High school teacher, published playwright who lived and breathed Broadway. In 43 years, taught me a lot about the theater, taught me a lot about movies, but most importantly, taught me about sharing. Having is nice, but sharing was better. And whether it was cruising the 6 oceans on our favorite ship, or navigating the highways of the Hudson Valley, it was good to share. And whether sitting in the front row of Broadway's Hello, Dolly and reaching up to shake hands with Bette Midler at the end, or sitting in our little den to watch Wheel of Fortune and yet another Met game, it was good to share. Having is nice, sharing is better. But what is sharing but mutual giving? Giving to each other. Now, when some people hear the word give, they think immediately of money. But we know giving is much more. We give a smile. We give an open ear ready to listen. We give a shoulder to lean on. We give helpful hints to a neighbor in need. We give letters to a child we have never met. Sometimes your simple, quiet presence is a transformative gift to someone who is alone and needs to see a face. Being there is a gift. Tonight, I look around this room and I see many, many givers who give in different ways to different entities. A school, a monastery, a hospice, an organization, a charity, your favorite. We keep giving. I'm honored to be with you as part of your giving group, because in giving, you make the world a better place. And I salute the teachers in Be a Friend who teach children at a young age, and they will make it a better world. I thank you very much for this honor, and I hope to keep staying around for a while. Thank you.
Take a picture. That would be beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Look at the standing ovation.